Fear does not wait for a good reason. It just shows up. Sometimes it arrives with a name attached, a diagnosis, a conversation that has to happen, a decision that cannot be postponed anymore. A Monday that carries the weight of something you have been dreading all weekend. But sometimes fear arrives without any particular reason at all. Just a low hum underneath the morning, a tightness in the chest that was there before you were fully awake. A sense that something is wrong, even when nothing specific has gone wrong yet. And you lie there in the early minutes of a Monday, trying to locate the source. And sometimes you can name it, and sometimes you cannot. But the fear is there either way. That is where a lot of people are this morning, not in a crisis they can point to. In the quiet before the week begins, already bracing. And the thing about bracing is that it costs something. It costs energy before the thing you are bracing for has even arrived. It spends the reserves of a Monday morning on a threat that may not materialize, or that will arrive in a form completely different from what the fear was rehearsing. And by the time the actual day begins, you are already tired from a battle that happened entirely inside you. This is Monday, March 16th. And you chose to begin it here, in prayer, before fear had a chance to set the tone for the next 7 days. That decision is already an act of courage, because courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to reach toward God before fear reaches its full volume. It is what you are doing right now. His word declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." That is not a suggestion for people who have minor anxieties. That is a direct address to people who are genuinely afraid. Do not fear. And the reason given is not that the threat is not real, but that the God who is with you is more real than the threat. That is what we are building this morning. Not false courage, real courage, the kind that is rooted in something larger than your own capacity to handle what comes. Before we enter this prayer, write in the comments right now, "I will not let fear lead. God goes before me." Write it as a decision, not a feeling. Because courage chosen before the feeling arrives is more powerful than courage that waits for fear to leave first. That declaration is where this Monday begins. Like this video as an act of faith. Subscribe to this channel so we can begin every week together before fear sets the agenda. And share this prayer with someone who is also entering this Monday afraid. They may not have said it out loud, but they need this. Now let us bring the fear to the one who is greater than it. Lord my God and my Father, I come before you on this Monday morning, and I will not pretend that I am not afraid. You already know what is underneath this morning, the thing I have been quietly dreading, the situation that has no clean resolution yet, the conversation I have been postponing because I do not know how it will go, the week ahead that feels heavier before it has started than it has any right to feel. I bring all of it to you, not cleaned up, not managed, as it is. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 3, that when I am afraid, I will trust in you. Not after I stop being afraid, while I am afraid. That sequence matters. Trust is not what happens after fear leaves. Trust is what you choose in the middle of fear, before the feeling has shifted, before the circumstance has changed, before any external reason to stop being afraid has appeared. I choose that trust right now, Lord, in the middle of this Monday morning, while the fear is still present. Father, I want to sit with you for a moment in the honesty of what fear actually does to a person. It narrows the view. When fear is present, the entire field of vision collapses to the thing being feared. Everything else, the provisions, the past faithfulness, the evidence of your care accumulated over years, all of it shrinks to the periphery. And the threat, real or imagined, fills the center of everything. That narrowing is not weakness, it is a physiological response to perceived danger. But it is also exactly the condition where the enemy of your soul does his most effective work. Because a narrow view cannot see what God is doing. It can only see what is threatening. The prophet Elisha's servant is one of the most honest pictures of this in all of Scripture. He woke up one morning, looked out, and saw an army surrounding the city. Horses, chariots, soldiers, every visible thing confirmed the threat. And he said to Elisha, "What shall we do?" He was not overreacting. From everything he could see, the situation was genuinely dangerous. His fear was rational, and Elisha said, "Do not be afraid. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." Then he prayed that the servant's eyes would be opened, and they were. And the servant saw what had been there the whole time, the mountain full of horses and chariots of fire surrounding them, the army of heaven, present and positioned. Already there before the prayer, already active before the fear, knew there was anything to find. Your word declares in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 17, that the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire. The protection was not new. The servant's ability to perceive it was, and that is exactly what I am asking you to do this morning, Lord. Open my eyes, not to deny what is threatening, but to see what is also true. What has been there the whole time, surrounding the thing I am afraid of, larger than it, more powerful than it, already positioned on my behalf. I will not let fear lead. God goes before me. Father, give me that wider view today. When fear narrows everything to the threat, open my eyes to the mountain full of horses and chariots of fire. When the Monday morning looks like nothing but obstacles and difficulty, help me see what is also present: your faithfulness, your power, your specific, attentive, personal involvement in the details of this particular week for this particular person. Because you are not a God who observes from a distance. You are a God who positions himself, who goes before, who surrounds, who is already in the situation I'm afraid of, already working before I have even arrived there. And Lord, I want to name something that does not often get said in a prayer like this. Sometimes the fear I carry is not about something external at all. Sometimes what I am most afraid of is myself, afraid that I will not hold up under pressure, that I will say the wrong thing in the moment when the right thing mattered, that I will fail the people who are depending on me, that the version of myself required by this week is better than the version that actually showed up this morning. That kind of fear is the quietest and the most exhausting kind, because there is no external threat to point to. The fear lives in the gap between who I need to be and who I am afraid I actually am. Your word speaks to that too. Your word declares in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 5 that our sufficiency is not from ourselves but from God. Not from the strength I woke up with this morning. Not from the confidence I do or do not feel, from you, which means the gap between what this week requires and what I have to offer is not a problem I have to close on my own. It is the exact space where your sufficiency becomes visible. The gap is not my failure. It is the invitation for your power to do what my power cannot. So I release the fear of my own inadequacy this morning. I do not need to be enough. I need to be available to the one who is, and I am here. That is the starting point, and from here you take it from where I cannot. Lord, I want to ask you now for the specific kind of courage this Monday requires, not the dramatic kind, not the courage of someone making a speech or stepping onto a stage. The ordinary courage of a Monday, the courage to make the phone call you have been postponing, the courage to send the message you have been drafting and deleting for 3 days. The courage to walk into the room or the meeting or the conversation when every part of you wants to find a reason to delay it one more time. The courage to say the true thing when the easier thing is available. The courage to stay when the instinct is to leave. The courage to begin again when the week ahead looks too much like the week that just ended. That is the courage I need today, Lord. Not superhuman, just enough for this Monday. Maybe that is exactly where you are this morning. You do not need to climb a mountain. You just need to get through the next 8 hours, and the fear that is present is not about anything exotic. It is the fear of a specific person, a specific conversation, a specific outcome, a specific Monday that is about to make demands you are not sure you can meet. Your word declares in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8, that the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. That promise was spoken to Joshua before he had to lead an entire nation across a river and into a territory full of opposition. He had every reason to be afraid. And the word was not pretend, you are not. It was do not be, because there is someone going before you who has already been there and has already made provision for everything you are about to face. That same God goes before you into this Monday, into the meeting before lunch, into the conversation you are dreading this afternoon, into the decision that has to be made before the week is over. He is not sending you into any of it alone. He is not standing behind you watching. He is ahead of you, already there, already working, and what you will arrive at, he has already been in. Your word also declares in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Fear is not your inheritance. It is not what you were designed to carry. Power is, love is, a sound, clear, stable mind is, and what God gives, he also sustains. The power he gave you for this Monday is not diminished by how you feel at 7 in the morning. It is available to the same degree it was given, which is fully, freely, and with no conditions attached. So, Father, I receive that power right now, not as a feeling I am hoping will arrive, as a fact I am choosing to stand on. You have not given me a spirit of fear, which means the fear I feel is not from you and does not have the authority over me that it is claiming. I do not have to obey it. I do not have to follow where it leads. I do not have to let it make the decisions of this Monday or set the posture of this week. I will not let fear lead. God goes before me, and I want to ask for something else, Lord. I want to ask for courage that extends past the first hard moment of this Monday, because often courage is available for the moment we have been preparing for, but runs thinner in the ones we did not anticipate. The conversation I was ready for goes fine, and then something unexpected happens at 2 in the afternoon that I had no preparation for, and the fear spikes again. And the courage of the morning prayer feels like it was a long time ago. So give me courage that renews throughout the day. Not a single deposit made at 7 in the morning that I have to ration through the afternoon. A supply that is available again at noon, at 2, at 5, whenever the fear returns and courage is needed again. Your word declares in the book of Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 that those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Renew, present tense, ongoing. Not a one-time event, but a continuous provision for a person who keeps returning to you as the source. Let me be that person today. Father, I want to ask you for something practical now. I want to ask you to go with me into the specific moments of this Monday where fear is most likely to spike. Before the call I have not made yet, let your presence be what I feel when I pick up the phone, not just my own reluctance. Before the interaction I am bracing for. Let the courage you gave me in this prayer be the thing I reach for when I'm standing in that moment, not just my own preparation. Before the decision that has been sitting on the edge of my awareness all weekend. Let your wisdom be what I draw on when the moment arrives to decide, not just my own calculation of risk. Courage is not the absence of the spike. It is what happens after the spike. The spike comes, the fear rises, and then something else rises too. Something that says, move anyway. That something has a name. It is the Spirit of God, active and present in the exact moment the fear crests. Your word declares in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Wherever you go, not only to the places that feel safe, wherever. The difficult meeting, the hard conversation, the decision that has to be made before this week is over. The moment where everything in you wants to pull back and you have to choose to step forward instead. Wherever you go today, He is there. Not as a passive presence, but as an active one, not watching but accompanying. And Lord, when the fear spikes and the courage feels thin, remind me of the evidence. Remind me of every Monday I thought I could not get through and got through, every conversation I was certain would go badly and ended with something I did not expect. Every week that looked impossible at the start and revealed your faithfulness before it was over. The evidence is there, the record exists. Fear, when it narrows the view, wants me to forget every single piece of it. Do not let me forget today. Let the memory of your faithfulness be the courage I reach for when the feeling of courage is not present, because sometimes courage is not a feeling at all. Sometimes it is just memory. The memory of a God who has never once let you face something alone, and the decision to trust that today will be no different. I want to also ask you, Father, for courage in the small moments today, the ones that do not feel like courage is required, but quietly are. The moment when I have the option to say the honest thing or the safe thing, and I choose honest. The moment when I could deflect a difficult topic or stay with it, and I stay. The moment when someone in my life needs me to show up fully and my fear wants to show up partially. Protected, defended, at a distance. Give me the courage to be present, to be real, to be the person this Monday needs me to be. Not the defended version that fear produces, but the actual version that love requires. And Father, one more thing before this block closes. I want to ask you to protect my mind today from anticipatory fear, the fear that arrives before the thing it fears. That runs scenarios about how a conversation might go, how a decision might land, how a week might unfold, and does all of this damage before any of it has actually happened. Some of what I am afraid of today will not happen at all. Some of it will happen differently than I imagined, and some of it will happen exactly as feared, but will be survivable in ways I cannot yet see, because I am only imagining the difficulty, not the grace that will be present inside it. Your word declares in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 34, that each day has enough trouble of its own. That is not pessimism. It is a boundary. Today's trouble is enough. Tomorrow's imagined trouble is not mine to carry today. Give me the grace to live inside today's actual hours rather than tomorrow's unwritten ones. Let courage be present where it is needed. Here, now, this Monday, this moment. I will not let fear lead. God goes before me. Father, as this prayer moves toward its close, I want to receive something from you before this Monday begins in earnest. I want to receive your specific, personal, direct word over my life for this week. Not a general encouragement, a word that lands in the place where the fear actually lives, because fear has an address. It lives in a specific room inside a person, attached to a specific situation, and what reaches it has to go all the way in. Surface words do not touch it. But your word does. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1, that the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? That is not a rhetorical question left open for fear to answer. It is a declaration that preempts the answer. Whom shall I fear? No one. Of whom shall I be afraid? Nothing. Because the Lord is the light that makes the darkness visible for what it actually is. And the darkness of fear, when light enters it, always turns out to be smaller than it appeared when it had the room to itself. So let your light into the specific dark room where my fear is living this Monday morning. Let it show the fear for what it actually is, not what it was pretending to be in the dark. And in the light, let me see again what the servant of Elisha saw, that what is for me is greater than what is against me. That the one who goes before me into this week is more powerful than anything the week can produce. That the courage I need is not something I manufacture, it is something I receive from a God who gives it freely to everyone who asks. And Lord, let me close this prayer with something I want to say directly and without softening it. I am grateful that you do not require me to be unafraid before you show up. You show up in the fear. You speak in the middle of it. You strengthen in the presence of it. You do not wait for the room to be cleared of fear before you enter. You walk into the room while the fear is still there, and your presence changes what the fear can do. That is the God I am trusting with this Monday. A God who does not ask me to arrive composed. A God who meets me exactly as I am and sends me out different than I came. I will not let fear lead. God goes before me. That is my declaration for this Monday. Not a feeling, a decision, a posture chosen before the week has made its demands, before the fear has had a chance to set the agenda. I have already decided. I will not let fear lead. God goes before me into every room, every conversation, every moment where the fear tries to be louder than the truth. To everyone who prayed with me this morning, carry that with you. Go back to the comments and write it one final time. I will not let fear lead. God goes before me. Let those words be what you return to every time this Monday tries to make fear the loudest voice in the room. Subscribe to this channel and come back tomorrow morning. We are here every day, choosing courage before the day has a chance to choose fear for us. Share this prayer with someone who is entering this week afraid, not someone who has it figured out, someone who needs exactly what you just received. Because the most faithful thing you can do for a frightened person is hand them the same thing that steadied you. May the Lord go before you into every moment of this Monday. May the spirit of fear have no ground to stand on in your life today. May you walk into every room, every conversation, every decision with the quiet, settled knowledge that you are not walking into any of it alone. And may courage rise in you, not because the fear disappeared, but because the God who is greater than every fear you have ever had is with you, ahead of you, and has never once failed to show up when it mattered most. In Jesus' name, amen.